Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever and wherever you are. This is Lee, and we are on the game of tongues, where we talk about speech anxiety in all its gross forms. And right now, we are talking with my buddy from New York, and his name is Gary. Say hello, Gary.
Hello, everybody.
And Gary used to, let's see, he used to stutter from age five. From age five, he stuttered, and he did about a third of his words were repeats and blocks, and it was lousy. And he was not happy at all. And we started, let's see, we started talking, and he read my book. We started talking earlier this year, pretty early this year. And he joined Speech Anxiety Cures, and he's taken it. What have you done on speech anxiety cures that's been helpful to you?
What's been very helpful, you mean as far as the crutches?
Everything. Anything on SAC that you found.
Well, I just find about everything is pretty helpful.
Okay.
From the book, from the three-legged program of practicing my speech every day in a non-stuttering situation, the auto suggestions I do during the day. I do self hypnosis. I practice the crutches. I've joined a few weekly practice meetings. Um,
How did you come to do that?
well, I think a few people a number of weeks ago or months ago during the Saturday morning
Oh,
sessions
the SAM
would say,
meetings,
the
speech
SAM
anxiety masters.
meetings,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, does anybody want to practice?
Yeah.
And a few people said, yeah. And so we exchanged emails, and then we started practicing. And then it
Great.
turned into more of a formal thing where there was a spreadsheet that showed when people were leading a practice session.
Great.
And so I've joined a few of those.
Wonderful. Do you do it every week or just randomly?
I do it every week.
Good for you. And so, how have they helped you?
They've helped where we practice our speech, as well as we talk about issues that come up, and we help each other in handling or dealing with such issues.
Hmm.
Um, and it's so cool that there are so many international people on there. I mean, I'm speaking to people from Japan to London to South America, Spain,
Africa.
South America. Did I say? It's amazing. Africa. It's amazing, amazing.
And everybody's basically talking the same language and they're talking about fluency and they're either already fluent or they're getting there, right?
Right, right. And there's one other thing that's been helpful. This guy named Lee Levitt, I
Oh
think
no, I
is
don't
his
know him.
name.
I don't know him.
He's been somewhat helpful
Oh,
in
okay.
my path as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So yeah,
Did he write
yeah.
a book? Did he write a book?
I've heard he wrote a few different types of books. Yeah, yeah,
He
yep,
did. And
yep.
so, did you read any of those?
I've read the yes, I read the third edition of his main book. I've done his happy book. Yeah, yep, yep, yep.
And did the happy book make you happier?
The happy book has been pretty good because I say those happy things to follow every day. Love, laugh, learn, logic. Um, yeah, yep, yep, yep. Say
I
them
love
every
it.
day.
I love it. I love it.
Love, learn,
You know,
logic.
it's
Labor too. Labor had to be in there. Forgot labor.
yeah. Uh, Well, it's I just those things: love, laugh, labor, learn, and logic. Seventh step. Huh. Yeah, I haven't looked at this book in a long time, but the seventh step is making the decision every day, isn't it?
Yeah, to do it and
Yeah,
to follow those. Yeah.
it's that's the and to claim, make a decision to be happy.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
obviously, if you're being a lazy, mean bum, then you're not going to be happy no matter what you do. But if you're doing these other things, you have every ability to be happy under the most challenging of circumstances.
Yeah,
And
that's when it gets tough. That's when it shows your true colors because it's easy to be happy when things are going well.
right, exactly.
It's much harder when there are roadblocks.
Did you know that you know Kelly, who comes to the SAM
Sure.
meetings? Kelly,
Sure.
did you know that Kelly, when she came to us in the summer of 2018, she had just begun studying sign language because she just couldn't communicate at all.
No, I did not know that.
That's how bad she was.
Wow.
She could not
Wow.
communicate.
Really?
Yeah. Now she not only communicates, she told me this week that she said, I asked her, I said, Kelly, how much do you think negatively about your speech anymore? And she went like this. Uh, I don't really think about my speech anymore. I
That's
said,
pretty
oh
cool.
man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I remember I knew you when, girl.
Right. Right.
That's how far she's come. Isn't that wonderful?
That's wonderful. She's really a nice
What
person
a great
too.
girl. What a
I mean, I've
great girl.
spoken to her a few times during practice sessions
Yeah.
during the week. She's just a real nice person.
Oh yeah, she is an absolute sweetheart. And she
Yeah.
told me, she said I mean, at work she has to give a fair number of presentations, and when she was studying a course, she couldn't do it. So she was writing them. They're having visual meetings, and she's writing stuff on a screen.
Right.
And
Right.
saying a few words here or there. It's just terrible. And of course now she said in her session this week, she said, I really haven't had a problem at work. It's hard to even remember my last problem at work. And the
That's
work was
good.
just terrible. There's no way. Anyway, and then she told me sort of the cherry on the sundae. She said, I can't afford this apartment. The rent's too high. They keep raising the rent. And she said, so I decided I was going to buy a little piece of property and put a little
Yes.
building on it with a garage at the bottom and an apartment on the top.
Right.
Well, he said, before I knew you and your book and methods, she said, there is no way I would have even considered the project
Right.
because I couldn't talk to the people. But she said,
Right.
now not only do I talk to the people, she said, I went before the zoning board with a crowd of strangers behind me and introduced myself and my builder and explained the project and didn't have a problem.
Wow. That is just so great. So great.
I'm so happy for her.
Yeah.
I said, you were going to drink champagne and soon, I'm getting a bottle and you get a bottle and we're going to toast at both ends of this thing.
Right.
Um, she's she's writing her success story now, and
Oh, terrific.
she's going to the next, which is she's going to look.
Mhm.
Claiming where you are is very important.
Right.
And Gary, you can't wait until you beat fear to do it. You're going to beat fear faster by claiming where you are. You haven't
Right.
had a bad incident in a long time, in some time now, have you?
I yes, I had one maybe 2.5 weeks ago, but it was very different from other bad incidents. The situation was that My wife and I were out with another couple eating dinner outside at a restaurant, and we were there maybe 2.5 hours of talking and being very fluent or being fluent. And then my friend at the very end wanted to show me his new SUV. And so he asked me, if I wanted to sit in it. And I went inside the front seat, the driver's seat, and we're talking. And just as I'm coming out, and my wife is standing there, and the other couple is standing there, and I was talking, and all of a sudden I blocked.
On
It was
what?
like, I don't even remember what it was. And I blocked maybe 2, 3 seconds. Nothing was coming out. And then I caught myself, took a 2 count, and then said the word and kept on speaking fluently. So that was very different
If you
from,
stop, though, if you stop and don't force words or don't do repeats or don't stay silent to a point, 2 or 3 seconds is not the point.
well, I have to tell you that my wife, well, I can tell in their eyes that they saw something was amiss. And my wife mentioned it later on that night because she knows I'm in the speech
Well,
program,
she knows, but I mean,
and we talked
she's
about.
look. She'll catch if you go. I couldn't remember where I was. She'll say, "What was wrong with your speech?" But everybody does that. Look, she knows you have a problem, and she's not the judge. It's got to be a stranger. It's got to be a stranger.
Well, it was the other two people, the couple who were
Okay,
not
so Gary,
strangers,
Gary,
but
let's talk about what you should have done. Okay, so when you block, it's a block on a specific word, a syllable, or letter,
mhm,
or all of the above. It's always that.
right,
And Gary, the only thing you cannot say without a crutch is that word, syllable, or letter. You can say everything else. I forgot what I was going to say. Do you want to have lunch? I forgot what I was going to say. Let's go over here. Oh, I can't remember. I lost my train of thought. What were you saying? Gary, say anything. Crutch 6, say anything. Use filler. You're never blocked on filler. You're only blocked on the specific thing. Always.
right.
And
But
do
my
it with a
point,
laugh and a smile. Oh my gosh, I forget what I'm saying. Let's go do.
I hear what you're saying, and if I was planning it and it was, and I saw it coming, I
No, you
understand.
don't have to see it coming and you don't have to plan it. You just have to have a game plan for when you block.
Yeah, well, okay, I hear you. I mean, okay, all right,
You have to have a game plan for when you block. And stopping for what is too long a period of time is not the game plan.
right,
Stopping
okay,
for a 2 count is all right. 1001, 1002. What I meant to say is always remember as long what you're saying to me now, you're not planning one word of anything you say to me. Not one word of anything you say to me. Are you, Gary?
no,
No, you're
no,
not.
no,
And that's all you have to do when you're blocking. It's on something specific. Forget it. Abandon it. Don't sweat it. Laugh
yeah,
about it. Lost my
yeah,
train of thought, or oh, I can't remember what I was saying there. Let's do something else. Go into your soft voice. Just talk about anything other than what you were going to say. Just don't talk about that. Or do it in totally different words. Just as long as it's what you're not thinking about, he can't block you on what you're not blocked on. You're only blocked on the specific thing. Don't let yourself fall into that trap. And start having a lighter spirit, a lighter heart about the whole thing, smiling and laughing in the face of it too, because everybody screws up. Everybody forgets what they're going to say. Everybody.
I think if I had to do it over again, I think I think I would have like just laughed and said, "Wow, we're really blocked,"
Exactly.
and then just
Wow.
continue.
I don't know. Cat's got my tongue. What were you
Yeah,
saying? I love this
exactly.
car,
Yep.
man. Say anything else. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yep.
It's irrelevant. You talk just fine, Gary, and your blocks. No, all right. That's 2.5 weeks ago. All right. I want a week and a half. I want you. If you know, I want you on that board, man. I want you on that board. You got to. I getting
Right.
everybody else on that board. People who are not as good as you are now.
Right. 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 Okay. Taking
Okay.
that aside, my speech has been pretty good.
It's
Pretty
been
good.
excellent. It's been
Yep.
excellent. It's either, let me tell you, there's two speeches. There's failure and there's passing. And passing isn't pretty good, it's excellent. And you saw it's all in how you look at it. Look, your speech. What do you think you're going to be? Winston Churchill all the time or something? I mean, give yourself a break, man. Uh you're it's not pretty good. If you're not having bad incidents, you haven't had one for 2.5 weeks. It's it's excellent. It's
Right.
excellent. It's either bad or it's excellent. And you can always make it better. Of course you can. You can pronounce better. You can use more stops. You can modulate more. You can smile more. You can, all that's great. But you're not appearing speech disabled. So it's been really good.
Right. 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 Right.
You got to look at it that way, man. You can't, everything is like, nothing is ever good enough that Gary does. I think it is. I think your speech is exemplary. That's what I think. So you going to argue with me about that?
No, I'm keeping my mouth closed. That's like crutch 14. Keep your mouth closed.
Oh God, Jesus. Uh, so what? Um, what do you want to talk about that you think would help you?
I don't know. I think things are going really, really well.
I'm glad to hear. Well, let me ask you, what are you doing daily for your speech, basically?
I wake up in the morning, I put my sneakers on, I go walk for a half hour, and while I'm doing that half hour, I go over the goals of the program, the four goals. I go over the the three-legged program. Go over. I'm saying it out loud. I'm speaking out loud while I'm walking for a half hour
Good.
uh, over the 13 crutches, practice them, and then I exercise after that. I do more exercising after that. I do the self hypnosis during the day. I do auto suggestions. I do the practice groups. Um,
You are
and I,
immersed in your fluency.
yeah, I'm trying to be really immersed, even when I'm in the car driving
Yeah.
and I might have on sports radio and they're talking about the game. I'm actually like saying things they're saying sometimes. I just try and keep the mouth running as best as possible.
Excellent. Uh, how about a game plan, a pressure speech plan that is um, laugh, change subject, and stop. What do you think about that? Laugh at yourself, situation, or just laugh. You don't have to have a reason to laugh, you know.
Right.
Anything can strike you funny. I do it all the time. And my wife will say, "Why are you laughing?" I say, "I really don't know. I just feel like it." I make it a business to laugh.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that you do laugh a lot. I've watched other coaching sessions
Exactly.
and I've
I
seen
think you're
that.
funny as the devil. You're hilarious.
Well, that's one of the 6 happiness things, laughing. Yeah.
So, um, but it's really true. I mean, it's again, it's all in how we see it, and you can see your little problems and your little a periodic block or two as laughable. You can look at
Right.
them that way. The crisis days are over, Gary. You're not
Right.
going to get stuck anymore. You know, too many exits. You got exits all around you, a plethora of exits that you can flee to safety. And of course, when you're feeling that kind of stuff, of course, you know you're going to talk less. You know you're going to use a ton of stops. The less you talk, the more stops you insert, the easier it'll be. Even if you walk into the auditorium and they give you the mic and say, "Gary, you got to be master of ceremonies." You know, that's what you do. Less,
Right.
1 to 5, stop. And here we're saying, if you think in this situation, I noticed you've told me before that when you were, I remember another incident, a bad incident you had some time ago, when you said you were surprised by something, something that occurred. Somebody came up to you, or somebody came in the room and you're on the phone or something, and you were surprised, and therefore you had a bad incident. I want you to view surprise as you love surprises. You're going to laugh at surprises. You welcome surprises. Surprises are not a problem.
Right.
Your audience never, your audience is irrelevant to your speech, mate. The situation is frankly irrelevant to your speech. You can do it. What you can do with me and with your mates in the practice sessions and all the time, you can do anywhere. It's just you got to accept it. It's not a problem anymore. Be like artists, the guy from Norway who says, I realized when I realized I wasn't going to get stuck anymore, I didn't have to get stuck.
Right.
That I it all sort of started getting easy. Because the worst that would happen is I didn't get stuck. And I'm suggesting to you laugh at these surprises, welcome them, embrace them, change the subject, talk less, keep it short, and have a nice time.
Right.
It'll pass like whoosh, gone. And the more it passes, the less it comes back. He is dying. Your demon is dying, man. He can't make it much longer. But even when he gets out of your car, you'll still you'll still remember you'll still remember him for a while.
Right. Yeah, I kind of thought that situation was almost like a bad habit that all of a sudden showed its ugly head. And yeah, and I need to laugh at that.
You do.
I need to laugh at that.
We're going to welcome surprises. Let's find a way to work the word surprise into an affirmation about how
Right.
we welcome, embrace, enjoy surprises.
Right.
I mean, no one listening to this Skype would ever in their wildest dreams believed you'd ever had a speech problem. No one.
right.
You know you did, but that's the old Gary. He's not with us. You left him behind. You got a new set of clothing here. Fresh start, clean slate, a tabula rosa. So um, so what do you think? Laugh, change subject, stop. What do you think about that?
Yep, yep.
I've never suggested that specifically to anyone else that I can remember, but it just
Yeah,
seems to work with you.
yeah. In that particular situation, it's not even that I had to change the subject. I actually, after I like blocked for 2 or 3 seconds when nothing came out, I then became a little conscious of what was going on, and I just like took a 2 count, everything relaxed, and then I went on and said whatever I
And
was
the
saying.
rest of the evening was great.
It was at the very end of the evening.
Okay,
For
the
two and a
rest of
half
the rest
hours,
of the end was very great.
right. The next 5 minutes, and then we departed.
Yeah,
So, no, no. I walked away from that situation, saying, it was a fun time to be with my friends and my wife, and I spoke fluently, and I had a
yeah,
little hiccup, just a little
exactly,
hiccup.
exactly,
That's it.
exactly, and exactly. And believe me, your friends don't remember it right now.
Right, right. Yep. Yeah, I'm not very concerned about that
No,
situation.
no. And again, one of the main things we try and teach ourselves is that it's not others' opinions that we need to be concerned with anyway. It's our opinion of ourselves. And
Right.
you're doing a lot of right things to allow you to have a good opinion of yourself. In terms of your effort, your attitude, and what you're doing for other people, your family, your friends, and others. And
I wanted to ask you, I thought I saw an email, there's a little change of subject about making SAC a nonprofit.
yes,
What's going on with that?
well, we're working on it. It wasn't my idea, but I'm totally supportive. They want to create. they have. They are creating the World Stop Stuttering Association, but it's in confidence for the moment until it's announced. WSSA, and they're applying for a nonprofit charity classification from IRS.
And who is they?
Um, my two sons, the people who founded SAC, my ex law partner Tom Siebert, who is ambassador to Sweden a while back, and some investors, and they just decided that
Mm,
the nonprofit approach was better than the profit approach because they were really running it like a nonprofit anyway. Everything was priced so low and
right.
all that, and that they should be able to take donations and all that. So
Good.
they had first agreed to take donations because some people have been offering them donations, and so they never thought about it really. So and they lose a lot of money every month, and I've contributed to it, myself, and I've donate the royalties to my books to them, you know, and I give them
Right,
some other
right,
money too.
right,
So
right, right.
um, on it goes, and so they said, hey, let's do it right. So they put a donate button on SAC. They just put it on there within the last
I
week or so,
saw that. Yeah.
and but that's a step in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that donation is not tax deductible because it's
Right.
not a charity. However, WSAA's will be deductible.
Good. Good, good, good.
So they're going to do that. And I mean, look, I can't do this forever. Obviously, I'm not a spring chicken, and um, this thing has got to have momentum and the ability to finance itself and
Right.
survive without me.
Right, right, right.
So I do. I don't run it. I stay way far away from that. I don't want anything to do with it. They asked me if I would be a founder of the WSSA and president. And I said, yes, provided I don't have to do anything but come to a quarterly board meeting. I don't want to do one thing other than what I want to do, which is coach and write books. And you can have what I do free,
Right.
and do with it as you will. You know, I'll put it on
Do th-
Amazon too, and I'll give you the royalties. But
do they have a target date of when they think it's going to go through?
by Christmas,
Great, 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 great. And that's a great time to do it because lots of people donate during the holiday season.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm really hopeful that it'll work out. And you know, so I mean, I just love what you said at the beginning of this session about things that you're doing with SAC. The SAM meetings, the practice sessions, watching coaching videos, watching video lessons on the books, and all that stuff. Um, all that, I mean, that they do. They send out their emails, and now did you see they put up a tips section now? Did you see that?
No, I have to take a
They
look.
just
It's
put
on
it
the
up.
website?
They just put it up. Go to the home page,
Right. Okay.
and they put up. I don't know how many they have up yet, but they have in their possession 100 over 100 tips by mostly by me, but they're by Javier and Perthusia and other people too. So um, this is great tips. Uh, Oops, we lost you. Well, we lost him. I'll hang up and he'll call right back.
Hello, I think we froze for a
Yeah, I
second.
lost the signal.
You were saying 100 tips, I think,
Yeah,
your
I think
last
I think it's
thing.
over 100,
Right.
and they're all short videos. 1 to 5 minutes or so,
Oh, good, 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 good.
and it's like you name it, and they got a tip for it. And they've
Very good
taken them
idea.
from the SAM meetings and coaching videos and stuff like that.
Okay.
But all this takes time and it costs money. It's labor intensive and it's skill intensive. Video people and people who cut and dice things and people who identify what should be done and all that. And someone has to come up with the ideas. It all takes time and costs money. So,
Right.
but I think they're creating. Don't you think it's a wonderful website, really?
Yeah. Oh, I think it's really, really good. Um, the good thing also is that, so many members are so smart,
Yeah,
and if everybody just pitches in a little and helps out, it'll just continue to grow. Um,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. We are loaded with talent in there.
Right. You have a lot of engineers and doctors. You have
Lawyers,
lots of lawyers.
um, we're even getting some speech professionals now, but we have to watch them because um, they really need to be they're what they've learned in school needs to be erased.
Right. So who else do you have other than Marjorie, who's a speech pathologist?
uh, a woman named Peggy, and don't ask me to say her last name. It's French. I
And
can't say it.
when did she join?
Well, she's been to some of the SAM meetings.
Oh,
She
really?
hasn't said much, um, and
Okay.
she's emailed me a lot. But she's learning the
Right.
methods, and she has a lot of young students that she works with, some of
Hmm.
whom have speech problems, and she
Right.
didn't know what to do with them. And so she found our system, and she really liked it.
Good.
So she's thinking about, working some of her people, sending them to SAC or whatever. Um, and then we have there's a couple, on my Facebook. I have 5,000 friends on Facebook. I don't know, but about 20 of them, and
Right,
that's probably an exaggeration. Maybe I know a couple hundred, out of
right,
5,000.
right. Hmm.
And I've been told by people who've looked at my list that a third of my friends are speech professionals.
Oh, all right,
So they're getting the message. They're beginning to see that you really don't have to accept it unless you want to.
right,
That's the point. You don't have to accept it. If you really want to accept it, if you want that burden, then okay. I don't understand it, but God bless you. I wish you well. Meanwhile, there's a lot of people who are dying to get out from under that yoke.
right, right.
So,
And you have to work hard. I mean, it's not easy.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know, it's a habit that many people have had for a very long time,
Yeah,
and you really have to be very dedicated to stop stuttering.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, that's great. Well, listen, I'm if you don't have anything else today, I'm going to let you go because I got another call and
Sure.
Wimbledon's playing and I want to see some Wimbledon matches.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay.
So
If
listen,
you're
you're
into,
doing great, man. And so
right,
we changed. We got a PSP now. Laugh, change subject, and stop. We're going to work on that. And I really think I'm just trying to lighten your attitude a little bit because you really know enough not to have these problems. You know, you
right,
just do. And if you can just change your attitude about it and and try and concentrate, I mean, just think about all the times you're fluent now. You're 99%. I mean, you're not even thinking about your speech most of the time. When you talk to me, you're not thinking about your speech.
right.
And that's what
Well,
fluency is.
right. What I am still thinking of, and I need to, is the crutches,
Okay.
and really crutches 7 through 12, because I'm stringing words together,
Right.
and I'm not thinking 1 through 8, because I have a word that I'm going to have a problem with.
Exactly. They're helpful if you got to say some specific word. Otherwise,
Right,
it doesn't matter.
right, right, right,
Yeah.
right. All right. So 2 weeks, 3 weeks. What do you want to do here?
I would say 2 weeks, but I think you should call me.
Yeah, definitely
I
call
mean,
you.
I mean, you should email me
Yeah, yeah, that's
before because
that's what I meant.
I may
Right.
see what I may do is by
That's funny.
mistake book you. Let me just see something. I can't. Let's see. 2 weeks. 2 weeks is the 20th. Okay, hold on.
Yep.
All right, hold on. I'll put you in there right now. Um, I'd rather do it one at a time because look, as long as I'm doing this, I'll always talk to you. I mean, you could call me a year from now after you've been a PWSS and you love to speak and the whole bit. If you email me a year from now, I'll still talk to you.
Okay.
I may not be able to do it the second you call, but I can do it.
Right.
Um, so, um,
Do you want to make it 3 weeks? Do you want to make it 4 weeks? How do you want
well,
to
I
do this?
think I would like to do 2 weeks because I want to get a PWS. I want you to post a success story.
All
I'll
right.
still
I
keep
hear you.
meeting with you, but we'll do it kind of on your request. You know what I
That would
mean?
be fine. That
But
would work for
you give
me.
me a
Yep.
day's notice with a block of hours, and most of the time I can accommodate you.
All right.
You know,
Sounds good.
that's what I do with a lot of people.
Yep.
Some of them I don't hear from very often at all, but once in a while,
Right.
you know.
All right. So let's do it 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
Okay.
And our target
So
is no bad incidents. I'm gonna come looking for you with a shovel or a pickaxe or I don't know what.
right.
You're gonna be in big trouble.
Yeah.
if you don't get through this 2 weeks.
All right.
Now smile.
So usually we do it 10 o'clock Bermuda time. What time do you want to do it this time?
I'm not doing them that early now.
Okay,
Um,
so
I,
give me a
I
time.
put you down for 12.
Okay, fine. That works for me.
Okay.
Okay, so noontime Bermuda time
And send that and that's yeah, that's the 20th.
and the 20th,
Yeah.
right? So 11 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right. Well,
I,
listen, I'll see your smiling face at the SAM meeting probably.
yes, you will.
All right. Have a great have a great week, Gary.
You too. Bye bye.
Take care, mate.